alluding to.
Hmm.
Are we gonna see 4 catapults?
Well, since you asked, let's look at the Tomb King's army first. Nope. Actually, very little ranged at all. There's a Blessed Legion Bahakt and 3 skeleton archers. There's also 3 skeleton chariots. Poor man's cavalry, I suppose. 2 Neakaro horsemen. Line of infantry, that's skeleton spearmen. Mixed in with skeleton warriors, then something similar to what Chosen One did. The double Tomb Prince. These guys actually do have Guardian now, which I think is going to be very useful. That armor piercing damage. And there's Arkan on his chariot. No Cetra this time. So Tomb Blade of Arkan, half of Nagash, and Liber Mortis for even physical resistance. And he also has the Spirit Leech. Just Spirit Leech. Okay, the Coast Army. Has it changed since last time?
It has changed. We see a carronade and 1 mortar for artillery, combined with a fleet captain. We also have, some bombers as usual. A ton of handguns, a ton of zombie mobs, but 2 Serenes now instead of 1. And then we also have Luther Hardcon, of course, with Hornswaggle, Death Shriek, the Power Siphon. Yeah, it looks like Enticity is going to be deploying close to the water and is going to try and force an engagement there.
It also looks like he's anticipating some Vanguard deployment.
Jesus Christ.
Look at Luther here.
So, what do you think about the chariots? Because most of the forces are actually deployed in the forest, which is not really a good environment for the chariots. And, I mean, I don't think water is either.
I think the chariots will do fine because the water doesn't slow them down like it does in Troy. If you're a large unit, you can cruise through it. The small units that get slowed down by it, at least the small units that aren't aquatic. These guys are aquatic.
Wait, that is not Troy Total War?
No, it's not Troy Total War.
Oh.
Otherwise, the 3 chariots would decide the battle already. Although I'm not sure after the nerf like good they were. I've been playing Troy since then. Just tried a little bit of Amazon's campaign, but gave up on it quickly. So yeah, these chariots, I think they will do fine because there's just the 1 carronade. The carronade is really the biggest threat to them. Luther might be a threat to them though, and they do a lot of damage very quickly. That's very nice. But the problem is with chariots that you usually want to route the stuff you're killing. So either, and this is true for all cavalry that or large units that try to go for ghost units. You can't break them, it's gonna take a long while to actually kill them, and meanwhile the other units are shooting you. You want to somehow occupy most of them, or at least the ones that are in range of your unit, all at the same time. But he can take like 3 guns offline and with just his chariots, and then maybe use other units to keep the other guns offline. If that can work, and then he can keep moving the chariots, they'll get a lot of work done here.
Yeah, I see. Now, compared to the previous game, there is now actually some kind of threat for Luther. He just can't really, meme above the Tomb King army, or he's gonna get shot up by the skeleton archers.
Yeah, that is true, although the Terrorgeist has a very small hitbox. He usually doesn't really get hit by them very efficiently. Yeah, at least there's something that can put a little bit of pressure on him. Right, here we go.
Alright, let's try and see how this game is gonna be approached.
Astolfo just adjusting his formation for starters, as it seems. Hope to see good usage from the Tomb Princes and Arkan. Last time, I think... Yeah,
Arkan was isolated.
Yeah. So it was Cetra at the time, and Cetra... Maybe it was just a little bit unlucky with the carronade shooting him, but he kind of died too easily, and that made the battle less exciting than it could have been. Yeah, I think Astolfo has the right approach here. He has these forests between him and coast. And the coast, even though it's in the water, it's actually positioning itself further into the water right now because they know that eventually hold this position because they do have 2 artillery pieces. Doom Kings won't be able to kill.
Yeah, like initially what I would have done is I would have, as Alfonso is doing, Astolfo, sorry.
Alfonso.
Yeah, I'll just call him Alfonso. No, it is Astolfo. Yeah, I would have moved completely to the left and then use that hill and then kind of the forest, you know, to kind of cover my advance. But to see Enticity now deploying completely in the river and actually, you know, creating quite a nice choke, it's going to be a lot harder to approach this now. Maybe he can put his archers actually just on the hill where that church is. I'm not sure if the gunnery mob actually has vision there to shoot.
Right here? Probably not. Probably not. But yeah, there's nothing really stopping him from just moving further back a little bit, shelling archers with the mortar. Trying to get the damage done with Luther while also firing with his artillery. It's a good move. Here you can see the archers. They're shooting at him, but micro is good. He's taking a little bit of damage, but significant.
Yeah, it seems to be not worth it.
No,
maybe it's like the heat of action when people are forgetting the lords, but not when it's the only thing that's actually making contact.
Yeah, the dodging game is pretty strong here. Of course, you can't just ignore Luther either, else he's going to just wreck chariots, possibly Arkan as well. I think Astolfo would be best off charging in as quickly as he can, not wasting too much time on Luther, because it's not like you're going to kill Luther.
Yeah, you're not going to kill him.
You would have to sit there for more than a minute doing nothing to die to those archers.
I just wonder, like, would you split up here? Like, have a contingent on the left, a small contingent, you know, like a fast mobile one on the right? Right now he's keeping everything together.
Yeah, he's keeping everything together because he wants to protect it from Luther. If a unit gets isolated, if you send chariots around the side here, for example, which is actually a pretty good play, then Luther might just pounce on them. It looks like he wants to approach from the left instead, and that makes sense because there's more cover from the forest here.
The mortars are actually moving forward as well, which means that if Astolfo actually manages to break through, there is no kiting opportunity at all for the mortars.
Front lines will engage. Syrene's not very scared of anything here. Chariots have taken some damage. Syrene's actually moving back. Seems they are scared after all. And the archers are firing. They're actually managing to shoot a mortar. That's very good.
Yeah, he moved up his mortar. I'm not sure why he did that, but he's now paying the price. Maybe he didn't have line of sight, but that's weird. Right, so if Archon and the Tomb Prince is actually going for the bombers, and it's actually, you know, pretty good. It forces them out of the position. They can't actually fire into all the Tomb King infantry that's just trying to get through these deckhand mobs.
I like it, but Enticity responding with, you know, trademark play for him, which is the crossfire, all these positions, but good reactions from Astolfo actually. And not taking too much damage from those handgunners. His chariots are now chewing through the center. His archers look kind of exposed on this flank, though. The bombers look like they might be cleaning them up.
You can see the Enticity just concentrating all the fight on the incoming chariots now.
Yeah, and another thing he's doing is trying to snipe the vampire fleet captain, which, I mean, it's not a weak character, but it's definitely the Achilles heel. of a Vampire Coast army.
Nice. Luther actually going in against Archon. Archon's trying to get away, I guess. Back to the Tomb Kings. Yeah, another mob. Probably to shoot at Archon. Yeah, the chariots are now dead, unfortunately. Well,
yeah, they are dying.
almost.
Very good responses there from Enticity, but at the same time, Enticity is losing his Vampire Fleet Captain. This guy is crumbling. I think one more hit, one more leech, and he's out of here. He cannot cast Invocation while he's crumbling, so I think he's gonna die no matter what. And that's all of the Vampire Coast magic on. No more summons, no more Nehek.
Yeah, that is a big deal. And it looks like, all this time the Deccan, Jesus, the handguns have been shooting at the, chariots, so they haven't really been shooting at the front line or anything. So if the Tomb Kings break through, they might just have enough bodies to just close the distance.
Yeah, Luther looked like he wanted to go for the snipe there, but kind of got countered by the Tomb Princess. It's now also caught on the Akara Horseman and is taking a lot of damage. And it looks to me like the front line has also pretty much been won by the Tomb Kings, and the back line is compromised. So I don't really know what the Ghost can do at this point to come back.
I don't think they can do anything really. Even at this point, it's really funny, but I think the Doom Kings can even just pull back and just kite with their skeleton archers. And then engage
really
when all the
to.
ranges of the field.
Took out the artillery, they can potentially pull the Ghost back onto the high ground, but Astolfo, he smells victory, keeps going for it, just keeps pushing his advantage. And I think, it's definitely not a wrong play. Just don't see anything bad happening to him right now. There are sirens, but he may still have some leeches to deal with them.
I find it weird how the handguns have no line of sight there.
Oh,
Only now
here?
they do.
Yeah,
I mean, both of them. Like, they're super healthy, they have a lot of ammunition left, but they just don't have line of sight.
The sirens are sort of blocking them, I guess. Sirens float a little bit above the ground, so maybe that plays a part as well. Another leech. I think on Luther he's going to be losing hit points, and I think with that could be a done deal here.
For a moment I thought the Nekahara horsemen were, kind of containing him, but
is this a
he
throw?
managed to get back up.
Is Archon dying for no reason? Good breath here would kill him.
Oh.
Why is Archon over here? No, Astolfo, Alfonso. Why did you throw Archon like that? You could have just,
Yeah, this is
stayed close. And I don't know if it's enough, but if there was any way back, there was any way back into this, then it's that. But I still don't know if it's enough. Could be though. Luther can still regenerate quite a bit.
Now he's like trying to get to the Tomb Princes, but there are two of them.
True, but they're not really together.
Not
kill
anymore.
one, and then there's just one left.
He's running back to the archers. Now the archers just can have some point blank shots on
Yeah,
Luther.
Luther definitely has to be a little bit more patient here, I think. Try to get more regen going and use his ammo while he's at it, before he starts scrambling. Now he took a hit. Yeah, I think Enticity was being really nice there. He was like, you throw your lord, I'll throw my lord. And that's fair. I think there may have still been a possible comeback here if he used his ammo and killed the Tomb Princess.
GG though.
Instead of going for them so aggressively. Yeah, up until that point where he threw Archon, Astolfo just executed that pretty much perfectly. And it's not often that you see Anticity's Ghost losing, so yeah, well done to him.
Do you think if maybe Enticity didn't try to take the engagement right in that forest, but further back out of the forest, it would have been different? Because the only thing you were shooting were basically the chariots. and by then the infantry line was gone and the troops were still covered by the forest. I mean, I'm not sure, but
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say because so much happened at the same time, right? I
yeah.
think Astolfo just really took advantage of the coast build not having that much mass to stop everything. And Enticity did a pretty good counterplay, having like units well spaced and having some units to defend there to get a lot of damage on the chariots, which did die in the end, but even as they died, they did get enough work done. Arkan Doom Princes to come in closer and do the job.
It was almost intentionally for the purpose of just keeping all the shooters busy so that you can actually break through the lines, and you just have to close the distance.
Yeah. I think the only big mistake there from maybe apart from the part at the end, but that may not have mattered anyway, was the mortars moving a little bit too close. And yeah, the Vampire Fleet Captain, that was really good focus by Astolfo, just going for that Vampire Fleet Captain with the leeches, I believe, and then also the Tomb Princes. That guy just couldn't get away at all, and that was just all the magic on pretty quickly.
All right, Gulchan Plains.
Oh yes.
I'll probably remember the map when I see it. That's how involved I am.
Well, it's not a super common map. I believe it's in the tournament map pool. I think it's a pretty good map. I mean, in the quick battle map pool, but I don't think it's in many tournament map pools. But it's been around. It's not particularly strange. Forest on both sides.
Could we see another Lizardman pick out of Enticity?
I don't know. I'm very familiar with his coast play, like everyone kind of is, I suppose. But not that familiar with he likes to play apart from that. I've seen him play Dark Elves, I've seen him play Norska. He plays a bit of Chaos. At least he did in a series against me. I've seen him play High Elves. I doubt he's going High Elves here, though. It's Bretonia and Greenskins. And yes, you called it. It's Lizardman again.
If Astolfo is gonna go Greenskins, it might just be the matchup that he wants.
I mean, Chosen One managed to win it, but he seems to be considering Bretonia here instead of Greenskins.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wants to take this matchup, which is generally seen as a bad matchup, but at the same time...
maybe he took some notes from Prussian Prince.
Ulrich Rahl and Astolfo don't seem to be too scared of playing it. You could see that Lumiere win over Falcon as well with the Bretonians against the Lizardmen, so maybe that sparked some ideas that the Bretonians could win it. They definitely can win it. I just feel like if Lizardmen make the right army and don't mess it up, that it is a good matchup for them and they should win it. Maybe Astolfo knows something we don't. Ghost dead, nice, says Chosen One. Yeah. I told Enticity his clanmates probably love him very much. We're always practicing Ghost against him. Oh, by the way, a while ago, oh my god, Fried Bacon followed. Awesome nickname there. Thank you for the follow. I hope he didn't take some notes from me. I lose this matchup like all the time. I think if he took notes from you, he would have just not picked it, right?
I don't know.
Time for a Dread Saurian, says Cheese. Who knows?
2 Dread Saurians. Is that allowed within your rules?
No, because you can only have one monster that costs more than 2,100 gold. Can't really do that. Unless you want to end up with a 2,300 gold Dread Saurian doing nothing in the corner of the map.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
I mean, at least it's there, right? So Tsuma tried that tactic earlier today. Units in the corner. It seemed to work out. Classic build is double solar engine and Mazdon's lock. You know, whenever I see Lizardman these days, it's always double solar engine. It's almost like those solar engines are really good, especially since don't do friendly fire, well, friendly debuffs anymore. Sour Spears or Temple Guards, yeah. Pick High Elves, yeah, probably. So Pterodons to kill archers. Well, it seems Cyphus knows this very well because he predicted the army correctly. Of course, his clanmates are playing, but this is like general meta as well. So he's definitely not wrong. You see the Pterodon riders here. The 5 Sour Spears. There's actually 1 too many, according to the rules, so we will have to put 1 in the corner. Hopefully that doesn't kill him entirely. Astolfo solar engines. There's 2 of them. And Lord Mazdamundi with all the bells and whistles. Even Arcane on Forging, that's cool. King Priest of Beasts. Just a Manticore summon. King Chief. Let me just message Enticity that he has too many spears.
Looks like it's quite similar to last build. At least the base is. Some Plank Pterodons, Mazdamundi. I guess not the solar engine. Now it's... Oh no, sorry. I am saying stuff that doesn't make sense right now. Anyway, I shall go over the Bretonnian army. We have a front line of the most renowned peasant mobs. And then, of course, we do have peasant bowmen. 1, or I think, no, 3 with poison. On the right flank, we do have some Knights of the Realm. 2 of them. Then we have some questing knights and the companions of Cornell. We have a field trebuchet, really nice, and again a Fey enchantress and 2 paladins. But this time they are in the air and not on a horse.
Yep. So the field trebuchet will of course give him initiative. The Pterodons might be difficult to deal with, though archers, as we saw earlier, if they're microed well, actually can't hit them very well. The drop rocks may just kill the trebuchets, but I guess that's why the paladins are here on the mighty Pegasi. Put pressure on those guys.
I'm wondering why it's not making use of the forest. Maybe that's just me and my obsession of having units in the forest.
Well, Bretonnia doesn't really have any anti-large artillery, so I guess he's not too scared of that. But yeah, the trebuchet will do good work. It's a Saurus. We saw the first shot there already. Big chunk of these Saurus are moving forward. Once these Basilodons get in range of the trap, they should be able to kill them. Paladins are applying great pressure to them.
It seems like they're gonna go straight for the trebuchets, though. Is he going to, dismount, run back as
Chosen One?
As Chosen One did? I wanted to say
Possibly.
Zyphos. Oh, but he didn't.
No, but it seems he knows that that wasn't gonna kill them. So, Enticity actually, I like this play. It just charges in. The Paladin will kill him eventually. He doesn't want to keep microing away it the whole time. So, for now, he just commits his Pterodons. I think.
And how much do they cost, the Pterodons?
The same as the trap. Actually, 50 gold less. It's 6.
So completely trading them for it is kind of worth it?
Yeah, sort of, but this field trebuchet will be back. This Pterodon, once it routes, and it looks like it may be about to happen, not be back. Paladins, they're doing such a good job dealing with these Pterodons. Solar engines will probably have to finish off that trap. Trap plays an important tactical part here. Once the trap is gone, Bretonnians either have to just spend all of their arrows into this Lizardman formation, or they will have to come into melee with it, which is a little bit tricky.
Side shots in the flank, so dangerous.
Yeah, it's counted dead knights. I think that's 9 dead knights from that one shot.
Yeah, You can say it's just Knights of the Realm, but they're quite important.
Yeah, I would say so. Because of course, peasants, they're not going to do too much against these shielded Saurus spears. They're not even going to do too much against the dinosaurs. It's really up to the knights to do the damage. And they can only do that. It's a lot of them charging at the same time, kind of.
Looks like Enticity... Sorry.
Yeah, the traps are dying.
Yeah. It looks like Enticity has, you know, hit the square button on Mazda Mundi. This is Napoleon Total War now.
Yeah?
It's having a really defensive formation and just actually shooting with anything of value with the Bastiladons.
I think it's the correct play, and you see he can also use the Shield of the Old Ones to buff his entire army as these Bretonnians do come in. Chalice of Potions is coming down, and let's see if Enticity sees it. Maybe he doesn't see it because of the Shield of the Old Ones blocking his view. The ground here. Yeah, there was no reaction, but the damage was not as big as I thought it would have been. Oh, did the missile resistance actually... I don't know if it counts as a missile, the Comet, but it looked like... Yeah, they had a lot of damage reduction there. And the Fey Enchantress is overcommitted and is now getting squashed between these dinosaurs and the summoned Manticore. My god. That's bad.
Trying to get a heal up, but it's terrifying now.
Mazda have the net, because he could net her in place and kill her and win the game right now, if he has the net available.
I don't think you even need the net.
No, it looks like if the Manticore can just stop flying around like this... Yeah, she's shattered. Okay, that was unexpected. You would not expect the Fae to be the first to die, and Astolfo just...
taps out.
Pulls out, and... Enticity showing that you can win this matchup, even being 800 gold down. That spear.
He went full Panda Warrior. The Saurus spears needed pikes.
Pikes? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I thought when you said he went full Panda Warrior that you meant he rage quit, but that's not what you meant.
No.
No, he didn't rage quit. He just saw that there was no possibility to win this anymore. Okay, dead.
So that makes it 1-1?
Yes, first time we're going to an ace match. And the good news is, right after this, I mean, going to the ace match is also good news, but Random Nicks and Even Stars meanwhile finished their series. They have sent me the replays. I don't know the result. So we'll be taking a look at that right after we're done here. Then going to Prince against Falcon. And then the winner of that. So we have a very smooth tournament cast today.
Nice.
Thanks to the players for making everything move smoothly. I love it. Because when I watch or when I play tournaments, my biggest problem is all the downtime. Sometimes you're just waiting for hours to play your next match and you just can't be fussed anymore. Once you're in the semi-final and it's already taken like 6 hours, you know. So that's another thing that I like about this setup. Diaz Ben says he won with one spear towed behind his back. It's actually funny. For some reason, whoever breaks the rules wins most of the time. When it's unit limits that are being broken. Maybe it's like a psychological thing.
Yeah, let's just go.
I guess he did take your notes after all. Oh, because he lost with Bretonnia? Man, that's the first time I see Cheeseeks shit-talking someone else. What did Mazda drop Ruination of Cities on to get 100 kills? Peasant mobs, but also cavalry, I think. It's a really potent combo to cast the net of a Mintok, and then Ruination of Cities or Banishment, or both if you're feeling really evil on the thing you netted. And that's another reason it's so difficult for Bretonnia. The Cav can really get sniped.
Sorry to interrupt you, Viking. Enticity is asking you something.
Okay. He hasn't played Greenskins yet, right? He played Coast and Lizardman. Yes, only the factions you played are unavailable. Does say factions can only be played once in a series. You can put them into your pool more than once. And only play them once. Which I think is the most sensible approach.
Good to see what's gonna be picked now. Maybe we might see a Norska.
Enticity is thinking about it. He has to make a selection of 3 factions. Which Astolfo will answer. Norska will probably be among them. Greenskins probably as well, because he asked about them. And yeah, who knows, maybe Bretonia.
Actually, yeah. Maybe vampire counts, just for you.
I mean, he likes the vampires, he just doesn't like the ones that don't have guns, apparently. So yeah, whoever wins between these 2 players here will go to the winners finals, which is not the grand finals. It's double elimination. It's the game before the grand final. So whoever wins that goes into the grand finals and can just, you know, lean back and look at the losers bracket and see who claws their way up through it, fight in the grand finals. But there is an advantage as well, the player that makes it all the way through the winners bracket, because I think it's only fair that if you haven't lost, that you get a little bit of an advantage. So they will start with a 1-0 lead in best of 7 finals.
Ooh.
Which is a help, of course, but I think in a best of 7 it's not all deciding.
Definitely not. But it's still nice to have.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have. It's just last time I did this, Cyphus was actually the player who made it all the way through winners bracket. That was in 2018, the first Steel Championship. And then Soothsayer came up from the losers bracket, and they played a best of 5. And I remember thinking that it didn't feel really fair, Cyphus, that he didn't have any advantage really by going through the winners bracket. I mean, I guess you can say the advantage is that you don't have a chance, you get eliminated, and you have to play fewer games. You don't have to go through the losers bracket, but I don't really feel like that's enough. So I feel like a 1-0 lead in a best of 7 is a fair reward.
Yeah, for sure. The opponent still has to win 3 games.
Yeah, and there's another thing where, you know, sometimes you have the 2 strongest players in the tournament, right? And they meet in the winners finals, and they kind of think like, we're gonna play again in the grand final, so I'll just throw this now, make my way up to the losers bracket, and then play my best games. Or bring my best builds in the grand finals, because why would I waste them now? I have to face him again later. Now there's actually a reason to really go for it. Or, well, a better reason to really go for it. Winners final.
Well, look at that. You actually anticipated correctly.
Greenskins, Bretonia, Norska. It's like I can see into Enticity's mind. It's every time I've done or casted a series of his. It's kind of how it went. I predicted something and it happened.
So what do you think Astolfo is gonna go for? I keep mispronouncing the name.
I think he might be comfortable with Empire here, but it looks like he's considering Lizardmen. Yeah, they're actually a great pick here. Decent against Greenskins. There's a little bit of water on this map that he can use. Lizard Entertainment. And now I start saying Alfonso as well. Damn it, Prince. So, yeah, Lizardman, great pick here. Decent against Greenskins, good against Bretonia, as we saw. Also a pretty good pick against Norska. So, yeah. Astolfo showing he's a versatile player here. I mean, he has to show it on the battlefield, but he's confident enough to go. You know, what's probably the optimal pick. Although, you know, when you look at this combo of 3 factions, the strongest pick against is probably Vampire Coast. Maybe he doesn't want to bring Coast against the Coast Master.
Yeah, when you know when you know the in and outs of a faction, you of course know what's. Yeah, you can also defend against it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or take it apart yourself.
And somehow I don't feel like Astolfo is the kind of guy who likes playing Coast faction with no cavalry. Doesn't seem like his style. Yeah, there are some advantages, Cheeseeks, but I don't know if that's really enough. And I would say in most tournaments I watch, actually that's probably not true. It's not in most tournaments I watch, but it has been the case in some tournaments I watch. Reason why I dislike double elimination? Yeah, I like it because I think when you're making a tournament and making the rules, what they should support is, well, that whoever deserves it wins. So you could get lucky in one series or unlucky in one series and just be out. Single elimination, and the advantage of that is that upsets are more likely to happen, right? But yeah, with double elimination I think it kind of decreases the random factor of it.
Alright, I'm back. I got some snacks, some drinks.
Okay. Knock yourself out.
That's not alcohol. It's just water. Didn't see that one coming, huh?
Yeah, I'm just happy you're sober. Like you said you had things to do. I was just thinking, oh man, he's just gonna get drunk before the stream. Gonna be horrible.
And you wish.
Enticity didn't get the joke. Yeah, he's lizards. So he is picking the greenskins into this. Okay.
Maybe I do get better when I'm drunk. We should have this experiment the next time. I'll just slowly drink myself to death.
Well, for next week, I mean, at the risk of losing you right now, for next week I already have another guest confirmed.
That's good.
But yeah, we could do the cast on Saturday, on the final day of the playoffs. Why not?
I'll have to see in my busy schedule, my friend.
Yeah, don't worry about it. If I need to find someone else, I'm sure I can. Because, well, Tatsuma and Prince might be eliminated by then, right? No, I actually told them, I will not let you co-cast if you're eliminated by that point, to motivate them. And you see it really worked. If I beat someone and he comes back to beat me in finals, I would call it bullshit, sorry. Well, if you win a best of 3, but lose a best of 7, he's won more maps than you have, so I wouldn't say it's bullshit. And the funny thing is, Chosen One, that's actually how you made it into the playoffs. You lost to Cyphus and then beat him in the losers bracket, so...
Ooh.
You can work to your advantage as well. Usually people also... Well, usually people only see the downsides of a system and not really how it benefits them working.
So we have again greenskins against lizardmen.
That was the plan, though, he said. Yeah, the 9,000 IQ plan you announced. I was expecting a little bit more, man. With 9,000 IQ, I expected you had a plan to actually beat Falcon, instead of eliminating your own clanmate. Like, the 9,000 IQ plan would have been to get both of you through the playoffs somehow. That didn't happen, did it? You can't beat someone multiple times, you aren't the best player, period. I mean, in that particular tournament, probably not. I think a best of 3 is also very different from a best of 7, because you're gonna have to play more factions. Anyway, in the end, everyone's gonna have their preference and not make everyone fully happy all of the time. But, you know, I think we're doing pretty well with the tournaments. So far. Losing to advance later. Right, here we go. Who makes it into the winners finals? The greenskins or the lizardmen? You want to go over, Achilles?
I guess I'll go over the greenskins.
Right.
So, on the right flank, we have a ton of Forest Goblin Spider Riders, 3 of them, and the Mangy Marauders. We do have quite a bit of missiles right here, especially Orc Arror Boys. Is that how you pronounce it? Goddamn.
Yeah.
I am so bad with these names.
Orc Air Boys.
Yeah, then we have some Savage Orc Archer Boys, 3 of those, and just a ton of goblins in the front. We also have a Rock Lobber and a Ragnarok Queen. I know you really like these guys.
Oh yeah.
Well, this single entity monster. You
Yeah,
really like
it
this
carried
single
me
entity
through some
monster.
hard times, man.
And again, Wurzak with Effie of the Git Brain Bursta and the Gaze of Mork.
There was a time where the greenskins weren't as good as they are now. They were still pretty good, but basically the Ragnarok Queen carried them so many matchups. Wasn't as good as it was. Wouldn't have worked out at the time. So for the Lizardman, Astolfo, hold one rider on each side. It's the standard version, not the anti-large. We have an Ancient Stegodon and a Bastillodon with Solar Engine, so interestingly enough, not double Solar Engine this time. I feel like we've seen that pretty much every Lizardman game. Astolfo changing it up a little bit, and the Pterodons. They're quite nice against greenskins. Frontline of Skink cohorts, man, these guys are not going to have a good time. Saurus Warriors, Horde of Zodek, Saurus Warriors with shields. I mean, I say they're not going to have a good time, but probably not too terrible. It's goblins, assuming that's what they will be fighting. I have the Skink Priest of Beasts with the Lore of Manticores. Once again, Jabba the Hutt. Bring me Solo and the Wookiee. Pay for this outrage. Ruination of Cities, Banishment, Shield of the Old Ones, Apotheosis. Cold-Blooded, he has just Apotheosis. He has the Greater Arcane Conduit. He's just gonna cast one spell with it. Okay, I guess that's possible. Considering he has a lot of single entities, he can heal efficiently. That's
I guess
interesting.
he's just gonna have the, the Manticore summon, right?
Oh yes, of course he does have the Manticore summon, so it's not just a one spell. Good point, Achilles. So, Solar Engine...
The first of many, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I have a co-caster, because otherwise I just say dumb stuff all the time. No one catches it, except for chat. So, Ancient Stegodons, I think they're going for the Air Boys? No. What are they shooting? I would assume the Rock Lobber, but it seemed their shots were aimed at Wurzak, because that worked out so well last time. Front lines have engaged. Ragnarok Queen is jumping in, and I think the Lizardman will want to be wary of that Ragnarok Queen. I don't really have anything that can fight it in melee.
Looks like the solar engine is now firing at the rock lobbers, unless I'm mistaken, and we see like a dive immediately on Burzak by the ancient Stegadon and the feral Manticore.
And look at
and
this.
There's not really any support nearby.
Effigy of the Git and just massive focus fire. I was watching a bit of Enticity stream yesterday and he was playing his archer heavy builds as greenskins. I was thinking to myself, he plays greenskins as if they're coast, but I thought it's just his ladder stream, just doing it for the memes. But no, that's actually how he likes to play. But as that is happening, you know, Mazdamundi is actually surviving and getting away again, at least for now. The spider is on him. But the Manticore summon, the ancient Stegadon, we're going for Wurzak. And once again, Wurzak might just die before he manages to do anything meaningful.
Alright, so this battle is quite hectic right now because the entire front line for the greenskins are gone. Both generals are basically almost dead. Wurzak is actually routing and is probably gonna go off the field pretty soon.
Yeah.
But all the... Well, I guess there is one unit that is quite speedy for the Lizardmen that's still on the field to clean up the archers. But, I mean, I think right now the Lizardmen kind of are in lead. Are in lead, basically.
Yeah, because they summon another Manticore. That Manticore is going for the Rock Lobber. There's nothing to support the Rock Lobber. And this Stegadon is now by itself. It managed to chase off Wurzak. It actually managed to kill him just before he fled, so that's even better. You can now turn around and start shooting this Arachnarok Queen. And basically the Arachnarok Queen is the only thing in the field that's still strong. But even the Arachnarok Queen cannot carry this much. You can see that once again, like in so many battles. Mazdamundi takes a lot of damage, but he just doesn't die. It's kind of like Wulfric, except Mazdamundi also heals. Then
or Alariel,
yeah,
they just always get away.
And then it just doesn't pay off. You don't, you know, close the deal and kill him. Looking like a very convincing victory for Astolfo right now.
Yeah, I thought for a moment he was forgetting the Stegadons, but he's actually now starting to use them again. And, you know, he still has ammunition, right? He can still just shoot the units that are... Yeah, these rock lobbers, they're not going to come back. Yeah, I feel like this just might be it. The only thing left is, as you say, the Ragnarok Queen. And he's just gonna... I guess it's just gonna rot from army losses in the end, right?
Yeah. Astolfo is being smart and not sending units into the Ragnarok Queen to die. Meanwhile, Enticity is still trying to shoot Lord Mazdamundi with the mangy Marauders. If they spent all their ammo, they actually have enough ammo to kill him, assuming he doesn't heal himself, which of course he always does. They are very effective, but right now they can't do enough. There's even some skinkies here. Zone him out. Looks like the oh so overpowered greenskins, Kappa, going to lose to the Lizardmen again. Which isn't a balance issue. This was just down to the plays that were made. But
I like the idea of skirmishing greenskins, but he just really quickly broke through the front line. And Wag basically seems to have been useless this game.
Yeah,
Did he even reached it? I mean, I don't think he even used it.
J-Dog once made a very nice comparison. Or like... he said something nice about the Wa and Goblins. He said, well, if you're using Goblins, then Wa isn't that great, he said, because if you're hitting someone with a pillow, it doesn't really matter if you're hitting them a little bit harder with it. And I thought that was a great comparison. Hitting someone with a pillow or using Goblins. In the end, the Wa is still nice for them. It's not that good. Way more on something like Black Orcs or Biggins.
Damn. Astolfo takes it.
Yep, Astolfo. I have to say, I did not, like, before today, would have considered him one of the favorites to make it into a winners final, but he did it. He's there, one step away from the grand final, and we'll be seeing him again